Good morning. Today we are going to learn about message writing. Okay. So what is a message and what is the difference between a message and a letter? We write messages to pass on information to somebody who is not at that place at that particular time, and somebody has called you to pass on some information to that person. So the main difference between a letter and a message is messages are very short information that you have to pass on to someone. Whereas letters can be very long, detailed, with a lot of information, which is not very important and still may be written. But in case of a message, you will put in only the most important information that has been asked by somebody else to pass on to the person who is not there, to whom this message is supposed to go. Now there are some rules when you write a message. Message is a very simple way of passing information, and the format is also very simple. So I will just show you a PPT in which the format is given. You can take it down in your notebook. Okay? So you can write the title as message writing and take down the format first, then we will do some exercises in message writing. So I will just show you a PPT, and I will also show you a video recording where a person asks someone else to take down a message to a person who is not there at that time. Okay. So the topic is message writing. Okay. Now, what is a message? This is the definition for a message. So I hope you can see this screen where the definition of a message is given. So you can also read along with me. A message is a short piece of written or spoken information or a request that you send to someone or leave for them when you cannot speak to them directly. Okay. So this is the definition of a message. We write messages to convey or pass on some information to the person who is not present at that moment. Okay, it's a small note like this where you will paste it onto some place where that person, when he returns, he will be able to notice or find it easily. Okay, so supposing the situation is your mother has gone for some purchasing to the market and you are at home. When her friend calls and says that tomorrow there is a meeting in the office and she has to bring some files, the minute you pick up the phone, you inform her that she is not at home, your mother is not at home, but you can take the message and give it to her when she comes. So she gives you this information which has to be passed on to your mother. After she keeps the phone, you realize that even you have to go for some tuition class or some dance class or some other activity where you will also not be at home to directly pass on the information. So what you can do is, you can write it on a piece of paper and stick it on or place it in a place where your mother will surely see it when she comes. Okay? So these are called messages. Now I will tell you what is the format. Please take down how a message has to be written. Okay. Always a message is written within a box. Okay. Always draw a box. I will just show you. Okay. So you can always you will draw a box like this. Okay. And then leave one line on top. Then you will, at the center of the page, you will type, you will write the word message. It's supposed to be at the center of the page. Okay. So once you've written the word message, next you will write the date for that day. Supposing we have done it on 12th June 2020. Okay, so you will write the date on top, on the day when this message has been written. On the next line, you will write the time when this message was written. Okay, so you will write the time as, okay. So this is the time when you are writing the message. So again you will leave a line and you will write mama or mother. Okay, you can use whatever informal way you address your mother. You can put it here. If it is for your father, your daddy or papa, whatever, you have to write for whom this message is supposed to go to. Okay. Now writing dear is optional. Writing dear is optional. Then on the next line you can write next line you will write what is the message. Supposing somebody had called, you can write Radha auntie had called to inform you that there will be a at 10 o'clock tomorrow. She also asked you to carry the files for the meeting. So this is the message you have conveyed to your mother. Now, another thing you have to remember is messages are always written in indirect speech. You know that there is direct speech and indirect speech. Direct is when you are quoting the person as it is, as the person had spoken. Indirect speech is when you are reporting what your auntie had told that she has to be informed. Okay. Now, the tense used can be anything according to the situation which that situation requires. Okay, there will be a meeting. This is in future tense because this message is about a event that is going to happen the next day. So it is used in future tense. So here asked you, she also asked you is what already happened. So that is a past tense. Okay, so the tense used will vary according to the situation, what you are writing about. And always remember it should never be too long. Okay? It should never be a very long, detailed message. Just to the point and only the information required to be written. And finally, you will sign with your name here. Okay? Supposing you are Veena. Then after that, you can close the message box. So this is all about how you will write a message. Please take it down. So I will go over this format once again. On top you will leave a line, write the word message right in the middle of the page. Always leave some margin on both sides of the page. Okay. Then draw a box. Draw the top part first, leave the base for later so that because you will not know how much of space your writing will take. Then first write the date, always date is important. Next you will write the time when the message was written and whom you want to address. Now dear is always optional. Okay, so this can be avoided. You can only write, you only need to write mama, papa or to your brother, whoever. Okay, or Satish Bhaiya, how you address them very informally, you can mention it here. Then come directly to the point and give the information what has to be given to this person. Okay, so you can write down that information, but always remember it has to be in indirect speech. Tenses will vary according to the message that is conveyed. Okay? And finally, the person who is writing the message, that is your message. If you are writing it, your name will be written at the end, and then you will close the box. Okay? So this is the very simple format of writing a message. Now I will show you some PPTs also. So I told you first draw a box, which I showed you how you will draw a box. Write message on top. So it should catch the attention of the person that okay, there is a message for me. Okay. Next you will write the date and time. Salutation to whom the message is addressed, to whom you are writing the message. Contents of the message in brief. It should be a very brief message. Okay, and even when you write for your exams, it should not be more than 50 words. So it is a very short piece of information. At the end of that, you will write your name or signature of the person writing the message. Here they've given you another sample. So the situation is, Sohail gets a call from the dentist's clinic. He leaves a message for his mother before leaving for his tennis practice. So he is going to go for a tennis practice, and there is a call for his mother from the dentist's clinic. As he will not be there, he is going to write out the message for his mother, leave it in a place where he is sure his mother will see, maybe on top of the fridge or near the telephone, or some place where he is sure his mother will be able to see it as soon as she comes back. So, like I told you, first you will write the word message on top, then the date. You can leave a line, write the time, again leave a line, mother, and now you come to the actual message which has to be passed on, and it has to be in indirect speech. Always remember, indirect speech tenses will vary according to the condition. So the message is, Mrs. Shah called from Dr. Mani's clinic. I have a dental appointment on Tuesday, 8th March 2016 at 6 p.m. So he's got an appointment with the doctor on Tuesday, 8th March 2016. So we will go back to our textbook. Please look into your grammar galaxy and you will see the format again given here. Same message, date, time, salutation. The message is, I will reach home an hour late as there is an extra lecture today. You may leave for your singing class. I shall meet you there and we can go home together after your class. So Meera is writing it to her mother because she will be coming home a little late. Okay, so when her mother comes, she can continue to go for her singing class because she will not be able to join her as she has an extra lecture on that day. So again, the definition is, a message is a piece of information or a request that you send to someone or leave for them when you cannot speak to them directly. Once more, we will just go through the rules which we've already done and how to write the letter, what should be written in that message. So a recap of what has been done already. The salutation should be without titles, dear sir, ma'am, Dr. Mrs. So this can be avoided and only the name of the addressee to be written. The body of the message must answer the following questions. So always check that your message has these following things. Who had called? What information does he or she want to give? Any other request from the caller? If he wants to give some additional information, like he wants to give you his email number or his phone number where you have to contact or call him back, okay? Then take down that information also very clearly. Recheck with the person if you have written it and got it down correctly. So always make sure that you check once more, read it back to him, find out if the message taken down is correct. The body of the message must not exceed 50 words, like I already told you. Mention only the name of the addresser. It should not contain yours lovingly, yours faithfully. Okay? It is not a formal or type of letter. It is just a message, so you just have to write your name below it. Okay, so this is another type of message, and this is how the question will be for your exam. So you will get a situation. Normally, it may be in the dialogue form, or they will just give you a situation where, uh, like in the other slide we saw, he's getting a call from the dentist and he has to take down the message. Now here it is a conversation type of question where you have to write a message as you understand from the conversation. Okay, so this is a conversation between Mrs. Khan and Mrs. Iyer's child, whether he's a son or daughter, it doesn't matter. Hello, I am Mrs. Khan. May I speak to Mrs. Iyer, please? So on the other side, you have someone else picking up the phone. Hello, Mrs. Khan. I'm sorry. Mother is not at home. May I take your message? Yes, please. I wanted to inform her that I would like to join her team for the cooking competition to be held on 20th December. Please tell her that I would like to come over at 5 p.m. to fill the registration form. Wow, that is great. I will definitely pass the message to mother. Goodbye. Soon after the call, I had to leave for cricket coaching. Mother has been urging all her friends to join her team to participate in the cooking competition. And I want her to know that Mrs. Khan is interested. So I wrote the message on a piece of paper for mother to read. I included all the important information so that she does not miss a single detail of the message. Look at what and how I wrote the message. So, whenever there is a message given, what you need to do is you need to pick out all the information that has been mentioned in the message, which need to be noted in the message. You should not leave out any point or information that has been given to you. So first thing you can mark out what are the informations that you have to mention in the message. Okay. So first will be that she would like to, and always like I told you, in indirect speech. Okay. So these are the important information. Okay. So make sure that your message should have these details. Okay? As the person has informed you, the same details have to be entered in the message. Okay? So let us see how this little boy has written the message. Okay? So he has followed the format, same format. Just note how the format has been given. First you will write, first of all draw the box like I told you. Okay, so the box has been drawn. Then first leave a little single line. If it is a ruled paper, make sure that you write one, leave a line and write it on the next line so that it will look very neat and presentable. And you can leave margin on both sides of the paper. So you write the message, the title on top in the center of the page. Next you will write the date. Okay. After that you will leave a line, write the time of the message, and then whom is this message meant for. Salutation is Mother Mrs. Khan called to, you can also write had called to inform you that she would like to join your team for the cooking competition being held on 20th December 2020. So you must have noticed it is the same thing we marked in the beginning. Okay, which are the informations that has to be in this message. She would like to come over at 5 p.m. to fill the registration form. So see, these are the information that we also had marked in the beginning. And last, the name of the boy who is writing this message. And then finally, you can close the message box. Okay, shall we go up and check? Have we included all the message information that has been conveyed to us? So you can see that. Yes, we have the little boy also as included. Okay. The date correctly, the time when he's planning to come to sign the or fill the registration form has all been correctly entered. Okay. So make sure the name of the person caller is also correctly written, and all these are the different formats you have to remember. So now we can do some exercises where you can also write a message. Now here is a topic, an exercise given. Let us do this dialogue form. This you can do as homework, and this we shall do. Here I will just read the dialogue, and you can write it in your notebook, the message, using the correct format as was explained. Okay, so let us read the message. What is the message? Read the following telephonic conversation between Rahul and Mr. Patel, and write the message that Rahul would write for his father. So it is a conversation between Rahul and Mr. Patel. Rahul picks up the phone and is asking, "Hello, Mr. Patel. Good evening. I am Abhinav Patel. May I speak to Mr. Nair?" Rahul. "Father has gone to the club. May I take your message?" Mr. Patel. "I work with your father. We have to attend a meeting tomorrow at 11 a.m. Please inform your father that the meeting has been postponed. The place and venue for it will be decided on Monday." Rahul. "Sure, I will inform him." Mr. Patel. "Thank you." Rahul. "You are welcome." Okay. Now, the first thing I told you is after you read a message, mark out what important informations you definitely have to include in the message that you're going to write to your father. Okay. So we will read the message once more and underline which are the points that has to be in the message. Okay. So the message has to have that the meeting for tomorrow has been postponed. Place and venue will be decided on Monday. Okay. So, how can you write this message? I will just orally tell you, and then you can check with the answer that you have written. So, the message will be, as usual, you will write message in the middle, the date, leave a line time, leave a line daddy. So, how will you start? Mr. Patel, who works with you, had called to inform you that the meeting, which was scheduled for tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m., has been postponed. You can use the same thing, has been postponed. And he also added that the place and venue for the meeting, for the next meeting, will be decided on Monday. This is the only thing that is necessary, and make sure all all these information is in the message. And at the end, you can sign your name, close the box, the message is complete. So it is a very simple format. Just remember the main points that you have to put it in a box, use reported speech, be very brief, but has to have all the information that the person has given. And no, don't make it too long. Okay? And finally, know yours lovingly, yours truly, or anything. Just your name at the bottom. And then make sure that you close the box. So this is the way you will write a message. There are some exercises also. I will just share with you. Okay. So that there are two exercises in the worksheet. So you can take it from your SSD, student support document, and try to work out these exercises. Write it in your notebook separately, two different exercises. So there are about 4 exercises given. I will just read it to you, and then you can write these as practice for your message writing. You are Rajat. You receive a call. You receive a phone call from your father's office in his absence. You have the following conversation with the speaker. Write a message for your father as you have to go for tuitions. Put the message in a box. Here it is mentioned, put the message in a box. Most of the time they will not inform you, but you should know that always messages are put in a box. Mr. Gupta, hello, is this 25258654? Rajat, yes, may I know who's calling? Mr. Gupta, I am Suresh Gupta. Can I talk to Mr. Mahajan? Yes. I am afraid he's not at home. Do you have any message for him? Mr. Gupta, can you ask him to send the revised balance sheet at the earliest? Rajat, I will definitely give him the message. So all these are in direct speech. Now you have to convert it into indirect speech and write the message. The next one is, you are Vijay. You have arrived at the Mumbai railway station to board the Rajdhani Express bound for Delhi. You hear an announcement. Write a message to be sent to your father through your driver. So this is a message that you have heard in the announcement. So you can write it and send it through the driver to be given to your father. Read the following notes from the notepad of Mrs. C. Murthy, Principal of Bal Vikas Mandir School, Jaipur. She asks her assistant to draft a message on her behalf for Miss K. Takral, the Vice Principal of the school. Using the information on the notepad, draft the message. Okay. So now she's just given her the main points which has to be written in the form of a message to be given to Ms. Takral by the principal. So these are the different ways you can get questions for message writing. So pick out, as usual, information that has to be conveyed. So attend urgent meeting in principal's office 11:30 a.m. today. Agenda, annual day celebration, review of preparations. All coordinators and teachers, they should bring their practice status report. Okay. So Here only the information has been given, which has to be written in the form of a message. Okay. So she will write Miss K. Takral is the name to whom the message is to be sent. She will write Miss C. Murthy, C. Ramamurthy has called for an urgent meeting in the principal's office today at 11:30 a.m., which will the agenda for which is the annual day celebrations review of the preparations made, and she has also asked you to inform all coordinators and teachers who should also bring their practice status report along with them when they come for the meeting. So this much information she has to write on the, as a message and sign the message as assistant or whatever the name is, she will put her name on it. Payal called Mrs. Gupta, a furniture shop owner. Since she was not available, her assistant, Miss Veena, answered the following. The following is a conversation between Payal and Veena. As Veena was going out immediately afterwards, she left a message for Mrs. Gupta. Read the conversation and write a message. Put your message in a box. So again, these are available on your SSD. Please go through these exercises and try to do them. It will be very good practice, and the more you practice, it is very easy to write these messages. Now, we will just do a little exercise. Now, these are, write the sentences in the correct group. Okay. Now, there are different statements which you have to identify. Is it used when you take a message or leave a message? Okay. So, would you like to leave? Please take it down in a notebook. I will show you, share the screen for some time. Take it down and you have to put it in the respective columns wherever it is applicable. Is it taking a message or leaving a message? So think properly and say, would you like to leave a message? Is it taking or leaving? Okay, so that is the first one. I'll give her your message when she comes back to the office. Again, put it in the respective column. Think, is it taking a message or leaving a message? Please do it in your notebook. I'm showing you the screen, sharing it for some time so that you can take down all the statements and later you can put it in different columns. So please take down the different statements and later work it out in your notebook as in which columns you are going to put it in. Here is my email address. Next is, please ask her to call me back. Thank you for calling. I'll call back later. Would you take a message, please? Would you give me your number, please? Okay, so think carefully, see into which column each of these statements should go. Now please do it, then we will check the answers. Okay. So this is the answer sheet. You can check your answers. Okay. These messages will be done by the person who is taking a message. Would you like to leave a message? I'll give her your message when she comes back to the office. Could you give me your number, please? Thank you for calling. Okay. Now, this is the conversation which or statements that a person who is leaving a message will use. So you say, I will call back later. Here is my email address. Please ask her to call me back. And could you take a message, please? Okay. So these are the different statements a person who wants to leave a message most probably will use. And the ones on this side are when you are taking a message when someone else calls you. Now I will keep a video. You can just listen to that audio.
This recording is from the British Council.
So please listen to this.
This recording is from the British Council. Hello, this is the sales department. Jane Solomon speaking.
Hello, is Maria Fernandez there, please?
No, I'm sorry. She's not in the office at the moment. She's on her lunch break.
Oh, could you take a message, please? Could you tell her that Peter Griffin called?
Sure, could you give me your number?
It's 07460 990 188.
Thanks. That's 07460290128.
Sorry, no. It's 07460 990 188.
990-188.
Yes, please ask her to call me back and tell her it's about the PXO project. I need the new project figures.
The PXO project. Right. I'll give her your message when she comes back to the office.
Thank you. In case I'm in a meeting when she calls back, can I give you my email address too?
Of course.
Great. It's PETR.GRIFFRESH.com.
Can I read that back to you?
Sure.
That's PETR.GRIFFIN @FRESH.com.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, I'll tell her you called.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye. This recording is from the British Council. To find more activities to practice your English.
Okay. So that was a recording. A lady is taking some message from a caller, and just I hope you noticed how she's cross-checking the information that she has taken down. So in the same way, we should cross-check to see that we've got the message correctly. And the person giving the information also, very clearly he reads out his email address. So even when you're giving the information or message, make sure it is very clearly given so that the person on the other side will convey the correct message to the concerned person. So all these small details, keep it in mind whenever you take or leave a message. And as far as message writing is concerned, all the points that we've discussed, make sure that you remember and do a message writing. We'll just go through the format once more. You have to always put it in a box, write the name, write the word message on top, date, time, salutation, that is to whom this message is addressed. Briefly give the information, but all the important information has to be included. And finally, write the name of the person who is writing this message. So this is the simple format of writing a message. Make sure you always recheck that all the information given by the caller is included. Always mark out the important details that has to be mentioned in the message. So I hope you understood message writing. If you have any doubts regarding this, you can always discuss it again. You can let me know and you can do it again in another class. And also make sure that you practice the worksheets given in SSD so that you can be sure how to write a message. Thank you.